Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be my next installment into the 1952 Top Set build I'm working on. I'll link below the other ones if you haven't seen them. And I'm very excited to get this one started. So let's start off with this player right here, Wally Westlake. This one's gonna finish off this page, so I'm excited to finish off this page with Wally Westlake. He was a utility player who had his best 3 years during his prime, and 51 being his last, is illustrated here in the back of his greatest years. He was an all-star in 51, by the way. So it's nice to have this commemorated here on the back of this card. He twice hit for the cycle with the Pirates, and the fun fact is he was the first ever white player hit by a black pitcher. Mr. Dan Bankhead of the Dodgers hit him at Ebbets Field. So that's Mr. Wally Westlake. Let's put him in here. Next up, I have Mr. Con Dempsey. This guy only pitched for one season in the majors, mainly because he made his debut at the age of 28. And the reason was because he was serving with the Navy during World War II, where he was awarded with 4 medals for bravery. That's Mr. Con Dempsey. Next up, I have one of my favorite cards of the 1952 set, and that's Mr. Enos Slaughter. The reason why is, do I have to explain? Just look at this picture. It's gorgeous. I love the red, white, and blues, the tones, and then they morphed the red and blue, made it into purple in the background, which just helps this picture of him just pop. The piping on his uniform. I think it's probably his best looking card from all his set runs. And what is there to say about Enos Slaughter? He's a 10-time All-Star, 4-time World Series champion. He and Stan Musial formed quite the dynamic duo, which ranked 13th on my personal dynamic duo rankings. I actually worked on that rankings video like 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm so prideful of it. If you weren't subscribed to me from like 4 years back, I'll link those videos below. A little shameless plug by me, but back to Enos Slaughter. He was noted for his hustle right out the box, even when he walked. And his hustle was best illustrated in Game 7 of the World Series, where he scored on a single all the way from first base. So that's Mr. Enos Slaughter. Let's get him in his page. Next up, I have Mr. Vern Stevens. He was an 8-time All-Star. He led the league in homers once and RBIs 3 times. He was a power hitter for the Red Sox known as Little Slug because he was one of the strongest hitting shortstops in the majors. And in 1949, he actually tied with the great Ted Williams for the RBI leads with 159, while hitting for 39 home runs. Second only to Williams that year, who hit 43. That was quite a duo in 1949. And that's Mr. Vern Stevens. Next up, I have a 5-time World Series champ, Mr. Gene Woodling, who won those 5 World Series with the Yankees. He was noted for being a very good line drive hitter who hit over 300 several times. Including in all those 5 World Series, he was able to hit for a 318 average. He was later part of a 17-player big blockbuster deal between the Orioles, which helped the Yankees land Bob Turley and Don Larson. It's Mr. Gene Woodling. Next up, I got the son of Hall of Fame great George Sisler, and that is Dick Sisler. He was a journeyman left fielder whose claim to fame came in 1950 on the last game of the season for the Phillies against the Brooklyn Dodgers. He was able to hit a 10th inning Apo Taco 3-run home run, which led to the Whiz Kids Phillies to their first National League pennant. It's Mr. Dick Sisler. This next one is also one of my favorite cards from the 1952 set, and that's of Johnny Mize. I love this landscape card. The 1952 set has brilliant looking landscape cards, and this is probably one of the best ones. With the freeze here in the background, he's holding on to 4 bats to show that he's one of the premier sluggers in the game. This guy, man, I can't tell you how much I just wanted a really nice example of his without really busting the bank. And this one fit the bill. I mean, for those that don't know much about Johnny Mize, this guy was just one of the premier hitters for the Giants. He was already like long in the tooth with the Yankees. But let's get into 2 fun facts about him. One is he's a distant cousin of none other than Mr. Ty Cobb. And his second cousin actually married Babe Ruth. Talk about company within the bloodlines. Johnny Mize, Ty Cobb, and Babe Ruth. Next up, I have another landscape card of Johnny Klippstein. This is a cool, different pose here. Look at him looking off to the distance while they blurred out the background a little bit. And it's really cool looking card. This man played 18 seasons, mostly as a reliever. He played for 9 teams, prominently with the Cubs. He was a World Series champ in 1959 with the Dodgers, and he helped the Twins with their pennant run in 1965. That's Mr. Johnny Klippstein. Next up, another landscape card of Mr. Kaz Michael. This one, just check out the background with the stadium there painted and a few people rolling the tarp over. It's a pretty cool picture. This man joined the White Sox at the age of 17 years. Although a smooth fielder, he had an erratic arm, which is why his best position in the infield was second base. He was able to become an all-star twice in 49 and 50. Fortunately, he never played past the age of 28 because he was beamed in the head. He was later rushed in that game to the hospital and was considered in critical condition and was read his last rites. Fortunately, he recovered with impaired vision, which resulted with his retirement. That's Mr. Kaz Michael. Let's put him in his proper spot here. Next up, I have a very iconic card of the set. Mr. Clyde King here, known for being a pitcher with the Dodgers. This actually is a special pickup for me because it turns out he autographed it. So when this popped up and I was able to get it for a little bit more than just what the regular card goes for, I figured why not. He won 14 games in 1951, and I would show you that, but I don't feel like taking the slip out from fear of misplacing it. Twice a member of the pennant winning team in 1947 and 1952. But the main thing about this card is the look of it with the cross-eyed. The reason why he was captured this way, it was supposed to be titled The Cheers of Good Eye, intended to acknowledge Clyde King's plate discipline. So this is Clyde King. Let's put him where he belongs. Next up, we have Bob Friend. This is Friend's rookie card. He was one of the Pirates' best pitchers throughout his career, helping to win a championship over the Yankees in 1960. It's Mr. Bob Friend. And as you could tell, I don't have that many cards. It's because I've been focusing more on the first 4 series of this set, which is where I have like 2/3 of the cards I've compiled. But this next card is actually the first card of the 5th series. This is the semi-high number series. So my next few cards are going to be from the semi-high number series, and the first few cards I'm going to put in here of the high number series. So this is Chico Carrasquel. This card right here is a very tough card to find. I guess because it's the first card, it goes for a little bit. I finally found this one for a reasonable amount. He's the first Latin American player in Major League history to start in an All-Star game in 1951. And he's actually a Venezuelan shortstop. He combined with Nelly Fox to form one of the best double play duos in the league. And he helped pave the way for future Venezuelan shortstops such as Luis Aparicio, Dave Concepcion, Ozzie Guillen, and Omar Vizquel. That's Chico Carrasco. Let's put him in the next page by himself. Next up, I have Tigers Mr. Virgil Trucks. He was a fine pitcher with a career-winning record. He twice led the league in shutouts and has 2 no-hitters under his belt. He had a nice year this year in 51, 13, and 8, as you could tell. 103 and 72 record. He also served with the Navy in World War II, and shortly being discharged in 1945, he was able to start in the second game of the World Series by defeating the Cubs that day. Eventually, the Tigers will win in 7 games and bring home the championship. It's Mr. Virgil Trucks. And let's start off some of the high number series cards. First of which is this Mr. Turk Loan, I guess. His real name is Omar Joseph Loan. And he received his nickname of Turk as a child because he loved eating turkey. He served as an infantryman in World War II, saw action in the Battle of the Bulge, and recovered a Purple Heart. In the majors, he pitched mainly as a reliever for both Chicago teams, and with the White Sox, he actually led the league in saves in 1959. That's Mr. Turk Loan. It's a really nice example when you look at it, but in the back it has a little bit of paper loss. And I try to collect these that look really nice because for the most part, they go from average of $50 to $75 to start out with, on up to the hundreds, 200s, depending on how good they look. So for me, the trade-off was a little bit of paper loss, which is like an automatic 1, but it looks like a 5 from the front. So that's what I'm reaching for when it comes to my high number series. If I'm gonna spend some coin on the cards, at least I want them to look good. The next one I have here is Mr. Bob Del Greco. I love this picture of the card. Just check out the image with the colors, the purple background, the sky, the trees, the lawn, all these colors marrying together so well. This man was a speedy, light-hitting outfielder. He played for the Pirates, Cards, Cubs, and Yankees, to name a few of the teams he played for. And he actually, when he played with the Yankees, he used to sub in for Mantle to give him a blow when the game was well in hand. It's Mr. Bob Del Greco. And let's make this the last one for this one. Here's Mr. Ken Heinzelman. This was C. Heinzelman's final year in the majors in 1951. It was his finest year was in 1949, in which he actually pitched with the record of 17-10 and was voted 9th for the MVP award. In 1950, he actually pitched the 3rd game in the World Series and lasted 7 2/3 before leaving the game with a 2-1 lead, which actually the Yankees would come back from behind and pull the game out and beat the Phillies in that game. But he was a pretty decent pitcher. And with that, I'm gonna put an end to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This set is coming along very nicely in this binder, and it's starting to fill up. I might need to get a second binder going if I get halfway through. But with that being said, I'm gonna wish everyone happy hunting when it comes to cards. I want everyone to stay safe, be blessed, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.